This is the Investor Connect podcast program. I'm Hall T. Martin. I'm the host of this show in which we interview angel investors, venture capital, family offices, private equity, and many other investors for early stage and growth companies. I hope you enjoy this episode. Well, hello, this is Hall Martin with Investor Connect. Today we're here with Archie Cheishvili, CEO of GenesisAI. GenesisAI is a machine learning protocol. On top of this protocol, they're building a marketplace for AI products and services, Amazon for AI. The marketplace connects companies in need of AI services, data, and models with companies interested to monetize their AI tech. Archie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Martin. Glad to be here.
So what was your background before working in AI?
So I started my career in asset management space. So I was working at Bridgewater Associates, largest hedge fund in the world. I did investing and trading there. And my interest in AI was sparked by basically understanding how natural language processing technology and speech recognition processing technology can help investors and traders to generate better risk-adjusted returns. But that was how I got started in the AI space. And after that, I started my first AI company, Palatine. We develop AI-powered people analytics solutions. I was fascinated by the intersection of understanding people's strengths and weaknesses and artificial intelligence. And after that, we moved to my current second company.
Great. And so what excites you right now?
Yeah, so AI space is probably it's the space with the most change, space with fastest evolution, space with also one of the biggest markets in the world. So I'm excited to take current AI state, which is only narrow AIs, to more of a broader general AIs. So currently, all the AI tools are very, very narrow, Martin. So they are designed and developed for specific cases. For example, AIs that can play chess cannot easily play poker, right? Or Tesla self-driving car technology does not work on motorbikes, right? So they're very narrow and they are not easily adaptable. So my company and I'm working on researching and finding ways how we can go from narrow and specific, not adapting AI to more general, more broader AI.
Great. So you've been running AI companies for some time now. What's your advice for new startups in the AI sector? What do you tell companies to consider before they start working on AI?
For sure. I see there are two opportunities for entrepreneurs in the AI space. First is just find great use case of AI and build technology on that. And we actually have over 20 suppliers who are developing different AIs for different use cases. For example, if you find that there is specific problems that can be solved by AIs, and you can build a great company. For instance, employee food theft is a big problem in restaurant industry. If you can create image recognition technology and video recognition technology to detect theft, you can make probably billions of dollars. It's a very hard problem to solve, but there's huge potential there. So for my first advice is either find a good use case or just be focused on a very long-term research, right? So similar to what we do, where if you have some groundbreaking results, you can take the whole industry to a next stage, a next level. So it's harder to, generate profits in the short term in second case, but long-term profits will probably be accumulated towards your research.
Well, AI has been around for some time and continues to grow and change. How do you see the industry evolving from here? Where is it going?
It's a great question. So industry is evolving from AIs being able to do very, very narrow things to more generalized AI, right? There are companies who are try to solve this problem. And I think we are at the forefront of this area. And that's one big direction. Second big direction is AI. Some applications of AI are reaching accuracy rates that are close to accuracy rates that are provided by humans. For example, translation, text summarizing, speech recognition. AI models can do almost as accurately as humans can now. And I'm very excited about that because if AI can do translation better than humans, then there's no need for us to be spending time on translating things, right? Technology can do it better. So it will free lots of time and it will allow people to spend their time more productively and also more fun way, because I don't think translation is much fun.
Well, so what do you think is the biggest change we're going to see in AI in, say, the next 3 to 5 years?
I think biggest change we're probably going to see, I think there will be a few groundbreaking results when it comes to text and speech analysis. I think we're probably going to see in some areas technology surpassing human capabilities, and I think that will be revolutionary. For example, here is the thing. If AI, some application of AI can better answer, let's say, customer questions, then, boom, you have multiple $100 billion markets that you can capture, right? And you can free hundreds of thousands of people's times there. So I think there will probably be one or two groundbreaking results in one or two of this area. And second will be advancements towards more general AI, right? I think we are very far away from creating artificial general intelligence, but I think there will be some sort of few more steps towards that. Because this for me much more exciting than the first part, because AGI will probably be the single most valuable technologies that the mankind will create. And being able to work on contributing to this space is game changer for anyone who is involved.
It seems like data is a critical factor for AI. If you don't have data, it's hard to build AI algorithms and so forth. What do you think is going to happen on the data space as far as creating data, storing data, capturing data? Where do you think data is going to go? And is it really the key element behind AI?
It's a great question. And it is one of the most key elements in this space. And it's a tragedy that most of the data is owned by big companies, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Alibaba, and so on. And these oligopolies, they have access to most of the data. They have access to the best AI tools out there. So they have access to means of automation, right? And if you have access to means of automation, that means that you are basically becoming ruler of the world, right? If most basic thing is, if I'm the one who has control over the water in my city, I can literally run the whole city, right? Because everyone needs to drink water, everyone needs my resource, and I can call shots. So these big tech companies currently have so much power and so much control over means of automation, which produces lots of resources. They basically can call all the shots. That's why technology firms are around 25-30% of S&P right now. And our goal is to fight against these oligopolies. Our goal is to create an ecosystem where we can bring potentially hundreds of thousands of different data sources and then create some sort of constitution that will enable these different data sources to communicate in a privacy-preserving manner. And one of the most exciting spaces with data that I'm looking at right now and we are working at is encryption, Martin. So if you encrypt data in a way that it will not become too computationally expensive, you can do incredible things.
So when you see companies put together AI applications, what's the biggest challenge they face in launching that product or that technology?
Yeah, so there are, if you are, let's say, smart computer science students in Bulgaria or small company, let's say Tanzania, right? It's sales, actually finding customers. That's the biggest challenge when it comes to them getting users. For US and Western-based companies or China and so on, For them, it's more about technology, right? And actually how to sales is not as big of a problem as for emerging market companies. And technology is how can you have the best technology in the market? There's so much competition, right? And one way you can do that is by having the best people. And then that's why AI developers are probably most demanded engineers in the world right now. So there's huge race for that. And second, you need financial capital, right, for this. And there has been probably no other industries that has garnered as much interest as AI has in the last 10 years. It's probably one of the hottest spaces right now, and it's becoming increasingly hotter.
So if you take AI in general, there's many subsectors and applications that people can go with it, healthcare and voice and others. If you had to pick one or two subsectors or applications that are good immediate opportunities for investors to pursue, what would you put at the top of the list?
Yes, so there are spaces where AI has not really been adopted yet. For example, I already mentioned the restaurant industry, right? For example, one of my first startups was a restaurant, actually. I started it when I was freshman and in college. And I remember that around 5% of our costs were actually like food theft in our kitchen, and this is like multiple $billion problem in the restaurant industry. And if you can minimize food theft costs, you can make billions potentially through your company. Or I can talk about retailer chains, right? You can apply, image recognition to see where someone is basically taking a product that he should not be taking, right? And Amazon is doing good job through their automated basically they can sort of check you out from a store automatically, right? But I think that's still one of the industries that AI has really not been used. In other industries, asset management, where we have entered in asset management, you can, even if you achieve to increase your risk-adjusted return by a few percentage points by using sophisticated statistical models, that's the hundreds of billions that we are talking about. So it's a huge industry. There's so much money. These people are willing to pay for asset management solutions. So I think that's the second industry I'm very excited about.
Oh, great. Well, in the last few minutes that we have here, what else should we cover that we haven't?
I'll probably allow to mention what we believe, what my company believes, and also what we believe is biggest problem in the space. I guess we spoke briefly about this, but what we believe is shared AI for all. This idea is that everyone should be able to have AI technology in their company, and everyone should be able to monetize their AI technology. It's tragedy that big companies have all these resources, and we want to create AI for the people and by the people. These ideas that bring potential hundreds of thousands of AI tools on one platform, connects it, and create something beautiful on top of that. So I want to say that we're looking for more participants, and if some of our listeners will be glad to join us, we would welcome them.
Well, great. Well, how best for these followers to get back in touch with you?
Thank you, Martin. Great. Thanks. Thank you.
Well, great. Well, thanks for joining us today, and hope to have you back for a follow-up in the near future.
Thank you, for sure.
Investor Connect helps investors interested in startup funding. In this podcast series, experienced investors share their experience and advice. You can learn more at investorconnect.org. Alti Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early-stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for the basis of investment decisions.